So welcome. We have a few new people here with us today. So I love that. So exciting. Um, so a few things. Energy is really big. So we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to incorporate a little bit more movement into today's kind of meditation journey practice. Because that helps to do lots of nice things to the body, the energy system, the nervous system. So they're just going to be really gentle. If you're in a chair, I'm going to give you options for the chair. If you're on the floor, I'm going to give you options for the floor. It's always listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, just don't do it. You're not going to miss anything. You're going to, the whole point of this journey is to be able to listen to yourself more and more over time, right? So with everything going on, and you all know that we've been doing different meditations from week to week. So this week is also going to be a little bit more of a Reiki infused, guided kind of healing meditation for us all to journey together through. So I just pulled a couple of Reiki messaging cards for us to read first, and then we're going to tune in and begin our practice. So the first card was practice happiness. I'll send a picture because you're so far away today. And it's some nice red tulips on the card. And the back just reads, practice happiness because as His Holiness the Dalai Lama says, the purpose of life is to be happy. So it's just that reminder to keep choosing, to kind of keep shifting and keep choosing. And if you try something and it's not working, then just try something else and try something else. And keep going that way. It's also, I made a post about this yesterday talking about where we choose to focus our healing journey and how to balance that dark work with the light work and how they really intermix, and that it's really easy to get pulled in one direction. So it's that in this time, in this day and age, especially that we're going for, the whole reason that these started was so we could cultivate that inner peace. So just remember that your inner peace and your happiness is a choice. And sometimes it does take a couple times to really anchor into that. And that's okay. And then we have understanding. So this says, if you change your reaction by perhaps being more understanding of the other person's position because you realize their perception of it is different than yours, or feeling less threatened by someone's actions by developing more self-confidence and greater self-esteem, or simply by listening to his or her explanation rather than instantly sounding off, then you'll get a whole new set of reactions from the people around you. I think that's pretty relevant to, this day and age with all the conversations, and people are asking different questions to people than we used to, I'll say. So it's really important to just, hold that space for everyone to be in their own choice, their own possibility for choice, and for them practicing their happiness and you practicing theirs. We don't all have to agree to be happy or to be in union, but we do all need to coexist together through that place of compassion and understanding. So those are our Reiki cards. And we're gonna just start by coming together and placing, if you're sitting in a chair, just putting your hands just on your knees or on the armrests, depending on what's better for your upper and mid back. And if you're on the floor, you can either sit cross-legged like this, or you could sit on your knees like so. All the hands are going to be the same. So whether they're on the armrests or on the legs, you're going to have palms face down, fingertips facing towards the knees. And closing your eyes. And starting to take those breaths of awareness. Just breathing not naturally, breathing in whatever way feels comfortable for you right now. Just taking note if the breath is sitting in the chest, if it's sitting in the front of the body, the back of the body, if you're able to take that full deep breath, just being aware of where it is right now. And before we begin to do a little bit of a breathing pattern to ground, this is a breath technique to help us anchor into the earth energy, earth key, which is really needed right now because there's a lot of high activity happening, especially with that solar flare storm we had last week. It's still You know, we're so far away, we're still getting those effects from it. So when your hands are down like this, start to feel your body and whatever part of it is either touching the floor or touching the chair. Starting to feel, maybe it's your shins on the ground. Maybe you feel your tail, your pelvic, your bum and your heels there. You're starting to really connect to the surface. Or if you're standing, feeling your feet on the ground. And start to bring that breath, breathing into the nose. Feel it coming up the nasal cavity, down the throat, down the chest, filling the lungs and filling the belly. And also filling the back. That breath expands in all directions. So just welcoming in that deeper breath, breathing fully into the nose, pulling the belly out, and gently relaxing. And we're going to do one more, just gentle breathing, just inhaling nice and deep into the nose, pushing out the belly. Exhaling. I'm going to explain it's really simple, the pattern we're doing. I'm just going to explain it first, and then we'll do 5 of them together. Just short and sweet, but very effective. If you do this every day, these 5 breaths, sitting in this position, you're going to be connecting deeper and deeper to earth energy, to being grounded, to what that even means. You're going to have a direct experience with it, as opposed to just kind of reading about what this is. And this is a really easy way for you to just kind of experience it and to help release any tension within. So to do it, same thing, you're sitting the same way, your eyes are still closed. Inhaling into the nose. Hold the breath in. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you let it out. Ha. For 5. And then you suspend the breath out for 5. So we inhale for a count of 5. Hold the breath in for a count of 5. Ha, out for a count of 5, and hold the breath out for a count of 5. So we're going to do it together. So find that space, and we're going to begin inhaling now. Inhale. Hold the breath in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ha. And now suspend that breath out for inhale gently, breathing in air again for 5 seconds. Holding it in. And letting it out. And holding the breath out. Inhaling. Holding it in. Exhaling. Inhaling here. Holding the breath in. Releasing. Holding it out. And the final cycle, inhaling. Holding the breath in. And releasing. And still just finish closing, holding that breath out. And just gently bringing yourself back. You can rub your hands on your thighs if you want, or just bring yourself back into awareness with your eyes open. And we're going to move into a little bit of a seated spinal flex. Moving that spine is really good. It's that nerve highway, that energetic highway. There's lots of things happening in the spine all the time. So it's really, really nice to, if you do anything, like just move your spine in the morning for a few minutes. It's really important to just have a little bit of activation. It doesn't have to be big movements. If you have spinal problems, just moving the upper back, the middle, or the lower back, anything that's accessible, or even just starting to work in the shoulders if that's not, depending where we all are on our journey. So we're just going to do seated Kundalini. They're known as spinal flexes. It's going to be seated cat-cow, whatever your experience with yoga is. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see it. So if you're sitting in a chair and you have an armrest, again, you use the armrests, or put your hands cupping the front of your knees, and you're going to do the same movement that we're doing, just sitting a little bit differently. So if you're on the floor, you can have your legs crossed, or you can be sitting in that kind of little rock position here. Lots of options, whatever's going to work for you. So you're going to have your hands on your knees, and you're just going to inhale and exhale. So you're rocking the whole pelvis, and you're moving the whole spine, and you're rounding the shoulders. So you're going to inhale to open the chest, lift out of the waist, head comes back. And exhale to round the body. And just keep doing this at your own pace with your own breath. And as you do it, really focus on pulling the breath all the way in, not just letting it sit in the shoulders. So yeah, we're going to do it for about a minute. Really get the spine nice and warm. So just following your own breathing and enjoying it.
I seek truth when you sit within me. How deep would I go to find what I know about me? You don't know what I'm just like I do. I'm training myself to know how to sing, trust myself, believe in everything that I know. I can keep up with my mind because I have a practice that's aligned. My belief system, my system, I can tell truth from my life. I don't listen. Oh, I will kiss them goodbye. Yeah. I'm waking up truth. I was dreaming about you. I'm visioning a world where we live in our heart too. We've come this far.
Just a few more rounds. And you can either continue doing the spinal flexes in the way that we're doing them, or you're welcome to, if you're familiar with doing a Sufi grind, to enjoy a Sufi grind practice. I'm not going to guide it. So if you're familiar with it, just do it. If not, just continue doing the same spinal flex movements. And if you're in a chair and the Sufi grind's not working, just continue with inhale forward, exhale backwards. And if you're going to do the Sufi grind, it's inhale as you come around to the front. This is that grinding of the lower spine, the pelvis. So you kind of have a tension on your tailbone. Inhale forward, exhale backwards. And just the opposite direction. And just finding yourself in that neutral spine. Maybe grabbing a little sip of water or your tea or whatever you have with you. We're going to move into the sequences that we do every day, every week when we join, with the dry bathing, the dry brushing, and then the soul purification meditation as well. So I'm going to go through it. As always, we have some new faces, and it's always nice to have a little refresher. So I'm just going to explain it really quickly, and then we're going, well, not really quickly, I'll explain it, and then we will do it all together. So this is a Tendai Buddhist practice that involves crossing the body in diagonal movements to clear energy from your field and also balance your left and right bodies, your feminine and masculine centers. And it also involves clearing the arms of energy from giving and receiving, which also clears the heart and the throat. So it might feel out of balance because we do it 3 times. We don't do it 4. So your right arm always gets used an extra time. But that's how it goes. So the first movement, we inhale up to the top of the right shoulder, inhale, and you exhale to draw a diagonal line across to that right hip. And you kind of want to come over that little soft little divot at the top of the belly. You want to kind of hit that solar plexus. Then the opposite side, inhale, your left arm comes up to the top of the right shoulder. Exhale, drawing that diagonal line across the body to the left hip. And then one final time again, inhaling up to the left shoulder. Exhaling as you come across the body to that hip again. And now you pick up the right arm, you don't switch, inhaling to the outside of the left shoulder. And exhale as you pull the energy out. And the same thing, left arm to the outside of the right shoulder, inhale, and exhale, drawing the energy out. And then one more time on the opposite side, like I said, 3. And then you just let your hands fall into this gentle palms up at the upper thighs. And this is the soul purification meditation. So I'll guide us through it as we're doing it so you don't have to remember everything, but it's really simple and it just makes a lot of sense. And if you do it a few times, it starts to stick. And if you do this every day, it's going to be really nice and centering and just continuously clearing off that front of the body, which a lot of things we tend to attach to and have this really vulnerable place being the belly. So it's just really good to do. So to start off, we're just going to start in our gasho position, our prayer position. So to have that position, hands are together in this kind of prayer pose. Your base of the wrists are more so in the sternum, and your fingers are actually facing away from the chest at about a 45-degree angle. And you have a little tiny bit of pressure on the tops of those middle fingers, which is the finger associated with Saturn, which is that, our life lessons, karmic lessons, big lessons, and soul path kind of thing. So starting to just welcome in that stillness and the breath again. Just noticing if maybe the breath has shifted or changed since you started. Maybe it's the same. There's no right or wrong answer. Just breathing. I'm going to offer my deepest gratitude, levels of respect and reverence for each of you for being here today or for watching it again in the replay. Also giving my deepest, utmost respects of gratitude to all the lineages from which these teachings have come from South Asian lineages and allowing them to pour through us, giving gratitude to those who carried the wisdom, who passed it on, shared it with the world so that we could continue to have access to it today, thousands of years later. Just honoring the original lineages and giving gratitude to yourself as well. Maybe offer yourself a little bit of a sacred intention for your day, a sacred intention as to why you decided to even show up today to do the meditation. Giving yourself that time to connect and just be in clarity in the moment. Let everything else continue to fall away. We're just going to breathe here for another minute to really connect into this position. Maybe your hands are starting to warm. Maybe your shoulders are warming. Maybe your foot's falling asleep. You feel free to shake your legs out and change your legs around if you're not comfortable. You can also take that blanket if you're sitting on the ground and put it underneath so your hips are a little bit more elevated from your legs. Whatever feels best for you, that's going to allow you to stay here. On your next inhale, just take it nice and deeply. And exhale, just to let those palms come down to rest on top of the thighs, palms facing down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. And we're going to begin this dry bathing, dry brushing, this Kenyoku exercise. So lifting up the right hand, inhaling as you lift it up to the top of the left shoulder. And take as long as the exhale is to draw that diagonal line across the body. And begin with the opposite side. Inhale to lift a left hand up to the top of the right shoulder. Exhale as you drag it across that diagonal line to the opposite hip. Inhale, the right arm comes up to the top of the left shoulder. Exhale as you draw that diagonal line across to the right hip. And staying with the right hand, inhaling the right hand up to the outside of the left shoulder. Left arm just lifts off the knee slightly, and you exhale, pulling the energy down the outside of that left arm. Inhale the left arm up to the outside of the right shoulder. Exhale to draw it through the hand. And one final time, bringing that right hand up to the outside of the left shoulder. Exhale, drawing it down with that full exhale. And letting those palms come to rest on the thighs, palms face up. Fingers are, you're not pushing them together, but they are together. And they're just resting, keeping your eyes closed. Just breathe like this. This is that soul purification meditation. Now, if you want to go one step a little bit deeper, if you've been here for a little bit, you can keep that awareness on that tanden, that dantian center, which is 2 to 3 inches below the navel, the belly button, and about 1/3 of the way into the body. So you're welcome to have your breath centralized there if you're familiar with it. Just breathing normally, naturally is perfect. We're going to stay here for about 3 minutes. Not too long, but long enough. just maybe place your hands right over your heart. Kind of have that self-touch, that really nice restorative energy. Maybe even they want to touch the back of the neck. Just listen very gently. And we're going to move into the kind of guided chakra healing meditation, Reiki infusion thing. So at this point, you're welcome to sit however you're comfortable. If you want to lie down, if you want to get a blanket, if you want to sit with your hands over your heart, if you want to hold a crystal, if you want to have your hands on you, this is whatever is comfortable for you to be in this space. It's going to be about 15 minutes, and then we're going to move into some really gentle kind of just reclined, which just means lying on your back positions, from just some detoxing, or if you're in a chair, we're going to do some positions with that too. So just allow yourself to be in that whatever comfortable position works for you. And just start to breathe nice and deeply. Just stay with the breath and allow the journey to just unfold for you. No expectation, no attachment. Allow that breath, inhaling, to bring you into the present moment even deeper. And just exhale if there's still any of those lingering thoughts or ideas in the brain. And just letting that flow through. And just anchoring into the lineage of Makausu, Senseiusu, for passing on the teachings of Reiki to the people, to be for the people, to allow us all to have access to an intelligence that's naturally within us, to allow us to heal ourselves, and as a result, help healing the planet and those around us and all of the humanity. Welcoming in this beautiful violet light. So you're welcome to see, imagine, feel, create, or simply set the intention to connect to the violet light of transmutation. You're welcome to see, imagine, see, feel, create, experience in whatever way this violet light. Violet light is the color we work with Reiki energy. It's very cosmic, very high vibrational, and it allows everything to be transmuted into the highest good and alchemized through love and compassion. Everything that is cleared with love and compassion, and is cleared in alignment with your soul's readiness, your soul's intelligence, and your karmic lessons. Everything is working in perfect divine timing and according to your personal energetic imprint. Allowing this violet light to come into the top of the head, to connect to the crown chakra, the center of connection, of unity, of consciousness. Our higher self is our self, so this always exists within us. So this crown chakra is that connection to the multiverse, to the universe. So know that you are connected, and allow this violet light to come in through the crown of the head to clear any debris that's coming into the top of the aura, to help you feel less alone, to help you feel a deeper connection to the entire world, the entire animal kingdom, all of the tree beings, the grassy beings, the insects, the whales, the deepest oceans creatures, the sharks, all of the little microbes that exist. Feeling that deep connection of life that happens from one to the next, and how we are so intricately connected. and knowing that all of the wisdom of the universe flows through you. Allow this violet light to come through the crown and come into the third eye center, which comes into the front of the forehead, just between the eyebrows, about an inch up, and travels on a 45-degree angle through the skull, coming out at the base of the skull where the spine and skull connect. This chakra at the back is, some people call it the God spot. There's a center in the middle known as the butterfly section. This is the pituitary, the pineal gland, all of that beautiful energy of untapped potential. Allow the violet light to come into the third eye, to connect with any clear visions of who you are, to connect to the clarity, the knowing, and the inner trust. Set it to activate the deepest set of knowing, to clear all illusions of what we believe our life should be or what others project, to clear any illusions of what intuition looks like. Intuition is so big. There's so many different ways we interact with intuition, to let go of any expectations of how it should look, feel, or behave. And allow that violet light to work its magic in the third eye, connecting to the crown, knowing that that innate connection to everything allows that beautiful connection of the intuition into every single thing. And we can silence the world and really listen to the self, and that is the sacred connection to the intuition. Making that sacred pledge and allowing all thoughts, all implants, all ideas that are not in alignment with the truth of your highest self, of your soul's essence, to be transmuted. And allow that violet light to come down into the throat chakra as it passes through, clearing the ear canals, clearing the sinuses, the navel cavities, and coming to land in the throat. And as it's in the throat, it's also washing over the shoulders, pouring down the back and pouring down the arms. You have this violet light cascading like a waterfall, falling over the crown, the third eye, all through the head, all over the membranes of the brain, and coming into the shoulders and the throat. Allowing the violet light to work its beautiful, powerful magic here, its beautiful energetic transmutation, to clear any stories or words of harm that were done to you or done by you across this entire life. All the experiences that were slammed in there that said you didn't have permission to express yourself in your true expression. Allow any actions or words to be cleared from this space. You may want to stretch your jaw. You may feel the need to yawn. You may want to do a little head tilt from side to side. This is listening to your body. The throat chakra is the center where the physical and metaphysical bodies merge together. It is a center, yes, of hearing clearly and communicating clearly, but it is also a center that allows us to express our intuitive self, to express ourself in a way that allows compassion and care while still maintaining a healthy boundary. If there are words of forgiveness for yourself in this moment, in this time, that you can offer yourself of compassionate care, please do so. The throat is so important. As the throat gets bigger and we express ourselves truly and sing and chant and dance, that's why the vagus nerve is so important. we have a greater capacity to hold more energy within us. So finally, again, allowing all of those words of harm, any actions, anytime we've held ourselves back, anytime we told ourselves we weren't good enough or we didn't have the right to say that or put someone's needs before our own, let them be cleared and allow a new calibration that says, I can say what I need to say in a way that will not offend someone, that will not step on other people to hold my voice up. But there's enough room for all of our voices, and all of our voices are sacred. Allow that violet light to cascade down into the heart center, not just sitting in the front of the body, but visualizing that violet light coming in like a beautiful pillar into the front of the heart, the center of the chest, the center of the sternum, and making a tunnel a tunnel code of violet light that comes out the back of the heart, opening the front and back of the chakras of this chakra to help heal and recalibrate the connection between the divine feminine and the divine masculine within our own heart spaces. The divine feminine, the divine mother, the divine nurturer, the caregiver, the compassionate one, the one who gives life beyond her own at every cost. And we have the divine feminine coming in to nurture the divine masculine within us, as well as society, into a place of balance, of recalibrating it back to the true essence. It is the protector. It is the balance. It is the structure. It is the boundary maker. It is that energy within us that says, no, this is what I'm doing. I'm standing up for this. I know how to do this. It's making a plan. So allowing these two energies to dance within the heart of the divine feminine, that creator, that creatress energy that flows freely, that holds the big visions, that listens to her body, that listens to her intuition, that creates the whole universe from nothing, holds the masculine within that, for the masculine is that which creates the plans of execution. So when these are in balance, we're working in flow. And we are grounding what we are doing. So you're welcome to bring yourself to that awareness of life, of where this balance is needed most. This giving, receiving of artistry, of creating with planning and grounding, and how those intermix in the heart. And when we act from our heart. And tuning into the vibrations of peace, of love, prosperity, forgiveness, compassion, and abundance. And witnessing the beautiful color of emerald green within the heart. And feeling that violet light. Help remove any heartache. If there's any lingering heartache or any grief, any anger, any resistance, resentment. Just offer forgiveness and compassion and move forward. It's all okay. But we hold on to things. Let them go with love and compassion. And welcome that violet light to come down into the solar plexus, the top 4 to 6 inches of the belly that kind of wraps around like the diaphragm. This holds our beautiful center of sun, of fire, of masculine energy. This is our confidence center, the center where we're able to really believe that we can create the life that we want, that we can live in a world that we want to be in, that we can support ourselves and support others. So feeling this violet light cascading from crown to third eye, to throat, to heart, connecting to the solar plexus, allowing all of that to come into alignment with your truth. This is our center of divine energy, of vitality, one of them. So connect the crown to the solar plexus by drawing that violet light from the crown all the way down into the solar plexus. Inhaling, feeling that third eye open with that violet light. Exhale, draw the violet light down into the solar plexus. Inhale the violet light into the throat and anchor it into the solar plexus, exhaling. And finally into the heart. Inhale that light coming into the heart and exhaling into the solar plexus. And allow the vibration of joy, of inner childhood laughter to vibrate clearly here. If there's any pains or stories, experiences from childhood that still come up from time to time, maybe you want to place your hands not even on the top of your belly and offer some love and compassion to the belly, that little person inside of you, to the experiences that they had. And remember that joy can heal. We don't always have to be in the sorrow to heal. We don't have to be in it to heal. We're bringing that awareness now into the sacral chakra, which is the pelvis, that beautiful womb space, that beautiful energy of creating life. And seeing that light again coming in through the front of the pelvis, nexting out the back, the lower back, and really opening up the front and the back of these chakras. Making a vow to reclaim your pleasure in life, to not put it on a back burner, to also understand that we can have pleasure without having needs. They are different. Feeling into this space, just connecting, even saying, how are you today? Asking what color it is, how to support yourself today. This center with the pelvic floor, it's literally the support system of our body. What vibrates in these lower chakras vibrates through the entire being of ourselves. So allow these vibrations to settle. Allow a releasing to naturally happen. A lot of stories lived in the center, a lot of different types of stories. They can be nice and happy, and they can be the opposite. So what I would like is to dig out if there's any stories that hold any shame towards your life, towards your body, towards who you are. If there's any things that says that I'm not good enough to have this, or I can't do this, or how come they can have this and I can't have this. If there's any of these narratives here, feel them start to bubble up towards the outside of the body. Feel them start to bubble out and start to clear from the physical body. And on your next exhale, inhaling. On your next exhale, feel them lift out a little bit farther and farther. Inhaling the violet light, drawing all the way down from crown into the sacral chakra, and exhaling to expand the violet light from the inside out, filling up the entire auric field, clearing and pushing out all energetic debris, all energetic cords, all sticky plasma, any sanskaras, clearing everything from the energetic field in the front, back, sides of the body, head to toe, in every direction. Reclaim your sacred self. We are all sacred. We all came from such a beautiful merging of two cells. And this is what we become. So amazing. And we're going to inhale into the perineum, the very base of the torso, right in the center, and connect to the root chakra, that foundational part of the self, our values and our beliefs, our core self, our strong foundation. I want you to dig in and be honest about seeing your money story, seeing your family story, seeing your housing story, seeing your work story, your sleep story, whatever it is that is here that keeps showing up, that you're having a hard time really creating a new pattern in at a foundational level. Bring this forward for yourself now. And feel this beautiful, powerful color of red dancing with this violet light to instill that power, that stability, that structure, that passion for what you are changing and what you are creating the change around. Feel it lift and rise with you so that you can break that cycle and you can change that space. The root chakra shifts so much, and so many of us have all of these traumas around change, whether they're big or small, out of our control, in our control, when really nothing is in our control anyways. That changes in life can be really hard when this root chakra is not cared for. I am stable, I am safe, and I can move through changes. I am stable, I am safe, and I move through changes. I create changes in my life with ease and grace because they're in divine alignment of what is happening, and they are necessary. I am the creator of my life. I choose my life. I am free to create my life. I am free to choose my life. And finally, just allow this violet light to come back into your awareness, into your intention. And feel it above the head, about a foot above the top of the head. Just setting the intention to have the awareness there. And it's expanded completely. It's pouring over your entire aura, like a beautiful waterfall, encasing you in the divine egg of consciousness, protecting you and sealing your auric field today, clearing any holes or any watchers, and just allowing you to be completely safe in yourself and who you are today, and tomorrow, and the next day, and yesterday, and the day before. It's allowing you to have that complete peace. Just allowing it to work with you throughout the rest of the day. And taking your time. And very gently, in your own way, if you're able to come to lie down on your back, just gently guiding yourself down. If you're in a chair and you're not going to be moving down, that's okay. You also don't have to do the movements if you don't want to. You're just going to lie down, or if you're in a chair, you're going to bring your left ankle on top of your right knee. So you're sitting in this kind of number 4 position. And you're just going to have your hands just resting on your knees and just slightly rounding the spine. And you're going to breathe there for a few minutes. Now, if you're on your back, Same thing, hips, knees face the ceiling. Inhaling that left ankle to come on top of the right thigh, then the right knee into the chest. Grab underneath the knee or on top. So you're in this number 4 stretch. If this is good, this is good. Just gently releasing any energy in the hips. And again, if you're in the chair, you're doing the same position, but you're in a little bit of a forward fold. Just breathing here. And switching sides, so releasing the hands, bringing the right foot to the ground, left foot comes to the ground, and inhale, right ankle to left thigh, and tucking those legs back up. In whatever variation is working for you today. And letting yourself relax, letting that left foot float to the ground, right foot floats to the earth. Now, if you're in a chair for this next part, you're going to do an upper body twist as opposed to a lower body. So you're going to 2 options. You can either have your hands on your knees, right hand comes to your left hand swoops behind the back, and you just have a gentle twist. Or you can have your hands on your shoulders, fingers in the front, thumbs in the back, and you can have this twisting motion. Your choice. And you're just going to do that on the opposite side. And if you are lying down on the ground, your arms can be either straight out beside you, or I'm getting attacked by my aloe plant, or they can be bent in this cactus position. And we're going to do a lower body twist. So you're going to let your legs fall together to the left. And you're going to breathe there. You want to keep your shoulders on the ground. And if you're doing a twist in the chair, you want to try to keep both hips sat in the chair still, not lifting up one side or the other. Twists really help to detoxify the body. If you need to come out of it, then just come out of it. We're going to switch sides. Inhale to center and exhale to relax the opposite side, whether that's twisting at your upper back or your legs. And now if you're on the ground, inhaling, bringing those knees back up to face the sky. Exhale to bring them into the chest and just squeeze the whole body. If you're in a chair, just if you feel like it, you want to reach your arms up and just give yourself just a little bit of a stretch outside of the body because you were doing those side twists. And if you're on the ground, then just hugging yourself in that little ball. If you want an extra stretch at the top of the neck, you can just tuck your head up and just breathe for 4 breaths. And you could either rock along the spine to come up to seated, or you're welcome to just gently guide yourself up if you've been lying down. And if you've been sitting, just welcome yourself to come back. A splinter. As always, taking your time before we go on to the next part of our day. I was going to do a supported fish pose, but I think that's good. And we're at the 9 o'clock mark, so it's been an hour already. So just bringing our hands together in prayer position, back in this gassho position. Taking that nice breath. Giving yourself gratitude, giving yourself that appreciation for showing up, for doing the meditation, doing the hour of meditation, the different experiences. And before you kind of go into the next day, just, don't feel like you have to rush and run away, that you can take a few extra deep breaths on your own and really just anchor into the shift that happens. Maybe just noticing how your breath has changed, or if your mind has settled at all, or if nothing, just paying attention. That's how we notice the subtle shifts. So I want to first just say thank you so much for everyone who joined, who is still here, and to give gratitude to all the lineages from all the teachings in which we have gathered and able to participate in these moments together as well. And yeah, I'm so grateful to be here with you, and it's always so nice to do these on the weekend. So thank you so much for showing up. And yeah, I hope you have a really nice rest of your day.